Wow, what is the value of human life? You make it sound as if there should be a single answer to that question. Not only that, it should be simple too, because you think you can answer that sort of question within 6 minutes. You're funny, but I'll try, okay? You're going to get no more than an outline, and I'm going to have to talk quickly like I'm doing now, okay? So, perspective. What is the value of a human life? Let's take one perspective, the perspective of the universe as a whole. Now, what do we see then? We see an infinitesimally small speck of dust crawling around on an infinitesimally small planet. You know what I'm saying, it's just meaningless. Okay, let's take another perspective, the perspective of the genome, or individual genes. So what is the value of a human life? Not an awful lot either, you know. All it is every human life is no more than a vehicle to procreate, or to make sure that the genetic code of that particular gene is propagated into the future. Wow. Meaningless again, pretty much. Let's pick another perspective. Let's pick my perspective. Now what's peculiar about my perspective? Well, I happen to be a human being. Look, I look like one. So, as a human being, how important, let's start with my life. How important is my life to me? Well, I'm an atheist, so I do not believe in anything supernatural. I do not believe in anything outside this life I've got. So, is my life meaningless? On the contrary, to me, my life is the be-all and end-all. It's, to use a Christian phrase, the Alpha and Omega. There is no outside this life for me. I cannot extract myself from my life. So it's not meaningless. It is all I have. It is all important. There is nothing more important to me than my life. Now that sounds very selfish. But let's cast the net a little bit wider. What about people around me? How important are their lives? Well, you've got my wife and my kids. They're very, very important to me, because my life would be a lot less enjoyable, it would be a lot less meaningful to me if those people weren't in it. The same goes for my family. The same goes for my friends. And to a lesser extent, my colleagues. And the people in my community. The people around me, the people in my village, the people in my town, the people in my country, the people on the whole planet, even you. So, but that is still a very selfish perspective. It's my perspective. So the next step forward is to realize that I am not the only human being on this planet. You're a human being, my wife is a human being, my kid is a human being. And they have perspectives that are the same as mine, except, you know, from a different angle. So to them, their lives are important. To them, my life is important because I play an important role in their lives. Now let's look at society as a whole. Now, first of all, you know, there's the trite observation that society couldn't exist if it wasn't for human beings, because society is what human beings do. So, even from that blasé perspective, human life is important. It has value. But also, if society weren't to value human life, it would descend into chaos. Or it could descend into chaos. Maybe not, I don't know. So it is important that society values human life. So even from my own perspective, and extrapolating from that from other people's perspective, human life is important. And I really don't think there's any other valid perspective to take. Yes, of course, you can take the perspectives I took earlier, the perspective of the universe as a whole, of the genome, or any other sort of perspective. And we have to acknowledge those perspectives as valid perspectives. But they're outside our own lives, they're outside our own experiences. And to us personally, they mean nothing. The only real perspective that we can understand, fundamentally understand, is our own human perspective. to that, human life is immensely valuable. How could it be otherwise?